Hello and welcome all. Myself is Vaishali Sharma and I came from IIT Roorkee. I'm a PhD scholar and I'm working with Professor Mayank Goswami at Department of Physics at Roorkee. In my today's talk, I would like to talk about point of care device to detect the grave disease using thermal imaging. So first of all, I would like to explain or I would like to talk about what is thermal imaging, which is also known as infrared thermography. So, infrared thermography is a method to detect the infrared radiation coming out from heated objects, and then converts this temperature into the form, convert this radiation into the form of temperatures, and then displays the image of this temperature distribution. Like shown in this figure, here we have object which is radiating IR radiation, which are captured by this thermal camera. Then this whole data is collected and processed, and then the temperature distribution of this object is shown in the form of image. Now, since we already have many techniques or many entity techniques available, so why do we need thermography? So, the reason behind this are first of all, the IIT or infrared thermography is non-invasive. There is no harmful radiation at all. It's low cost and portable. It's suitable for human body or good for human body. It has many industrial, clinical, and other applications. The response time of this technique is high. Also, it is applicable to objects with various sizes, shapes, legs, throat, breast, etc. As far as human body part is concerned. Now, in our work, we have used infrared thermography to detect the grave disease. So, first of all, I would like to talk about what is grave disease and how thermography came into the picture. So, grave disease is an autoimmune disorder related to thyroid gland, which is a butterfly-shaped organ, like shown in this image, which is a butterfly-shaped organ in front of the neck. Now, the main job of this thyroid gland is to secrete the thyroid hormones, which have control on our many body functions. So, the symptoms for the grave disease may vary from person to person according to their immune system. So the main symptoms for the grave disease are first of all is the enlargement of the eye area, like shown enlargement of the eyes, like shown in this figure here. Second one is the goiter or say swelling of the throat area, like this, and third one is the lumpiness or swelling of the swelling of the legs. So these are the main symptoms. Now, why this grave disease happens? So the reason for the grave disease are still unknown, but some unknown or external agency provoke our immune system to produce TSI or say thyroid stimulated immunoglobulin, which is a kind of antibody. This antibody stimulates thyroid gland to overproduce thyroid hormones, which are T3 and T4 hormone. Then this condition is known as hyperthyroid. In this condition, the temperature of the thyroid gland increase, and this increased temperature is mapped using IRT. That's how thermography came into the picture. Now, for our method, like in our work, we have used the temperature difference of the temperature difference of the throat and the cheek area as an imaging biomarker. Now, main motivation of our work is to develop an AI-based imaging processing soft tool that could not be developed yet due to the lack of clinically validated data. Second, our motivation is to provide an imaging biomarker for early detection of the grave disease. Then, to bring the thermography into the clinical practices. And the fourth one is the age and gender specific study of the grave disease, which have not been done yet. And now, I would like to show the methodology for our work. First of all, as I have mentioned that we have taken the temperature distribution, temperature difference of the throat and the cheek area as an imaging biomarker. So our first task is to select the throat and cheek area, and then extract the information from these regions, temperature information from these regions. So our first task is to select the throat region. Second, our task is to extract the facial features like throat area and the cheek area. For this purpose, we have used an open source library, which is MediaPipe Lab library. After extraction of after facial feature extraction, we found the temperature distribution of the thyroid, cheek, and the eye area, like shown in this figure. Here we found the distribution temperature distribution of the throat, here cheek, and here the eye area. All these are the average, maximum, and minimum values of the temperature. After this data collection, we fed all the data to our developed AI based app, which is here user or clinician will have to upload a thermal image here. This is how the GUI or graphical user interface looks like. Here clinician will have to upload thermal image here, and then the visual spectrum image here. After clicking on this run button, it will show a graph like this. This graph will conclude that whether the patient whether the person is person lies in the category of hyperthyroid or healthy. Now I would like to show the results of our study. So for our study, we have analyzed 60 patients from different age group and gender. Among them, we found that 33 female and 30 male are found to have hyperthyroid. And all these results are confirmed or supported by the blood or standard scintigraphy tests. This is a case study. This is a one case study that we have done. Here, the first row is the data for the healthy person, and the second row shows a person with hyperthyroid. So, for our study, we have taken two imaging biomarkers. First of all, the difference of the throat and the average cheek temperature values. For second, which is shown as difference C. Second imaging biomarker is the difference of the throat and the cheek value, C2 value, cheek C2. Then difference of these values. So we found that the difference of this parameter difference C, difference G are higher for the person with hyperthyroid. Okay, but these values are less for the person which is healthy. Like here, this difference G is high if the patient have hyperthyroid, or these values are less if the person is in healthy category. We have also plotted the difference between thyroid and the control, temperature difference between thyroid and control with respect to the age of the patient. And we have plotted maximum, mean, mode values. And these graph shows that the if control and thyroid group follows a particular type of pattern. We for our final conclusion, we have taken the mean values and combined all the graphs like this. So this graph conclude, this is the final our final outcome, which shows that whether the patient is healthy or not. So according to this, if the patient's data lie in this line, over this line, the patient is the person is considered to be a patient, okay, or hyperthyroid, or say suffering from grave disease. And but the patient's data lie over this line, then the person is considered to be healthy person. Okay, and the severity of the disease is decided according to the nearness of the data. The nearness of the data over these lines. Okay, or if the patient have value T1 equals to C1, then this data is declared as a borderline. So this graph may help clinicians to conclude whether the person is healthy or not, or they may suggest a person to go for standard scintigraphy tests, which are very costly and are not affordable for everyone. Now I just want to conclude my work. So we have used AI. We have used AI to segment the data. We have not used AI for our imaging biomarker as the sparseness of our data. However, this sparseness may be reduced in future. We have also concluded that the age of the patient is an also important factor. Age and gender is also an important factor as far as grave disease is concerned. Next is controlled hyperthyroid has different behavior and they lie into the different coordinate, which can help clinicians to conclude whether the person is healthy or not.